All right, everybody, happy Thursday. We're going to continue on with our presentation today. So I want to go over slides 6 and 7 that we briefly talked about yesterday so that way you can revise as needed. We'll talk about how to finish up today's assignment and then ultimately making sure that you complete your attendance question, especially those of you that are not on Zoom. All right, if you open up my example, we did go through slide 5 yesterday, so make sure you have that completed. So slide 6 and 7 I talked about, so I double checked that this was corrected on my presentation because I know it was a typo on yours. But in one of the paragraphs that I highlighted in green, Arcos notices that the computer doesn't have access to all of human history and questions the reasons for that information to be withheld. And that's kind of what makes the professor kind of nervous. So the purpose of not giving him that information is in paragraph 36. It's also highlighted in green. And the professor tells Arcos that he doesn't want the computer to get the wrong impression of us, and will share that information when the time comes. But ultimately, he's really proving that he wants to make sure that Arcos doesn't become too powerful to where it cannot be controlled. Okay. So number 3 says, how do the characters react to the moral dilemma in each scene? So the professor is pretty confident at the beginning, and then he quickly realizes that he underestimates Arcos. And we see that when I highlighted that he was kind of nervous and he was kind of, kind of trying to laugh things off. And Arcos is beginning to make connections, and he knows, or it knows, I guess, it doesn't have all of the information and wants the professor to know that it knows, right? The computer is not to be underestimated, and it can figure out when it's trying to be overly controlled. So that's an important situation. So what do their reactions now reveal about their characters and then ultimately the world that they live in? So back in the full excerpt, in paragraph 10, Arcos makes a really important observation about humanity. And he basically says that we're never going to be satisfied, that we're always going to want what we don't have. And when we get it, that's really kind of what eats away at us. And so I said their reactions show that we truly are never satisfied, and connects back to the point Arcos makes in paragraph 10 about blind ambition and lack of reasoning, which will always lead to destruction. So blind ambition meaning we want all these things, but we don't think about the consequences, right? That's what lack of reasoning means. And if you remember my meme from yesterday from Jurassic Park, just because you can do something doesn't always mean that you should do something, right? Just because I can become, famous doesn't mean, I should. Is it really right for me and my family? Just because I can, do X, Y, and Z doesn't necessarily mean that I should, because I need to think about the consequences. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in number 4. Okay, so update your slides accordingly. Your writing task is, not that long. I want a good solid paragraph if you can, but I want us to think about how technology is something that we're using for good, right? There are all these negative things that we're thinking about, like we don't really necessarily like online school, or we're tired of staring at screens, or, we see movies where like, Terminator, Age of Ultron, or whatever, where these computers that, we have all these great intentions for just kind of take over, right? There's such a stigma around social media and teenagers, but there are ways that we are using it for positive things. So it says to write a response based on authentic research that explains a way people are currently using technology in a positive way. And authentic research is basically, you just kind of Googling things online, talking about things to your friends. You can look at your own social media. You can look at different articles that you've read on your own, or anybody that you've talked about, whether it's your teachers, your coaches, your parents. That's what authentic research means. It doesn't mean I need you to go find a news article and cite it or anything like that. But I do want you to use some sort of proof, okay? And whatever that looks like for you. So you can say all these things, but where's the proof? Okay, that's what I'm looking for, whether it's somebody's personal experience that you can verify, or something you can research online, or maybe, you're a participant of a certain social media platform. Okay, that's all that I mean by authentic research. So on the following slide, you're explaining one way, at least one way, that people are using technology currently in a positive way, and you need to have proof, okay? That's it, just a paragraph. Then your last slide is to insert maybe one GIF or meme or multiple, you know how I feel about memes and GIFs, to describe your quarantine life or your social distancing life, right? Your pandemic life. So of course I have some about stress eating because that's literally what I've been doing. I can't seem to stop. My anxiety is at an all-time high just because like I don't like people. I'm not a fan of crowds anyway. I'm already a germaphobe. I'm already just kind of weird as it is about stuff like that. And this has just really heightened a lot of that for me. And then I also kind of tend to judge people without meaning to, but you know, if I see their Insta stories or, you know, Twitter or things that they post on social media, I'm very judgy, like, they don't have masks on, or I don't really want to be around them because they literally are going out and about every single day. And I don't mean to, but it's kind of something that's just naturally happening. So that's kind of me in a nutshell. Okay. So you're going to go ahead and submit that as soon as you're completed with all of the slides. You can do that by clicking on this link right here to press submit within Schoology. All right, those of you that are at home today, if you're not ready to turn in your slides, but you still need to make sure you earn attendance for today, please go ahead and check in with me. And in a new entry, just let me know the title and the author of the book that you're reading. So you guys know that I'm currently reading I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erica Sanchez. Miss Metter just gave me this one to read, and it's The Children of Blood and Bone. And I know there's another one that came out by Tomi Adeyemi. I believe that's how you say her name. I also read the first chapter of somebody who borrowed the Scythe book. So I'm just kind of all over the place. I really think I'm going to finish I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. I'm already on chapter 15. I only have like maybe 100 pages left, if that. I've already read maybe about 170. So I'm actually excited to finish a book maybe this year instead of starting so many. All right, we will need our books for those of you that have them tomorrow. If you don't have them yet, that's okay. See if you can find something. See if you can read a chapter online, maybe on Amazon or something. Or if not, I'll still have, you know, options for you to choose from tomorrow. Okay? Have a great Thursday, everybody. I hope to see you guys soon. Take care.